Ferrari was not built to make people rich. It was built to win races. But one man's obsession turned a small Italian workshop into the world's most desired car brand. This is the story of Enzo Ferrari, the man who turned speed into a legend. Enzo Ferrari was born in 1898 in Modena, Italy, a city that would later become the heart of Italian performance cars. As a child, Enzo watched a motor race with his father. That moment changed everything. He did not see cars as simple machines. He saw them as living creatures, loud, dangerous, beautiful, fast. From that day, he wanted to become a racing driver, but his path was not easy. His father died, his brother died. Then Enzo became seriously ill during World War I. For many people, that would have ended the dream. For Enzo, it made the dream stronger. After the war, he searched for work in the car industry. He was rejected, again and again. At one point, he could not even get a job at Fiat. Think about that. The man who would later build Ferrari was rejected by one of Italy's biggest car companies. But Enzo did not quit. He eventually found work with a small company called CMN. Then he became a racing driver. He was not the greatest driver in the world, but he had something more important. He understood racing, he understood drivers, he understood engines, and he understood how badly people wanted to win. Enzo made a decision that changed automotive history forever. He stopped chasing victory for himself and started building a team that could beat everyone else. In 1929, Enzo Ferrari created Scuderia Ferrari. The name means Ferrari stable. At first, it was not a car company. It was a racing team. The team raced cars from Alfa Romeo. Enzo gathered drivers, mechanics, engineers, and wealthy supporters. He built a group that lived for one purpose: winning. During this time, the Ferrari logo became famous: the black prancing horse. The symbol originally belonged to an Italian fighter pilot named Francesco Baracca. His family suggested that Enzo use it for luck. Enzo added a yellow background. Yellow was the color of Modena, and the prancing horse became one of the most recognizable symbols in the world. At first, Scuderia Ferrari was successful, very successful. But success creates pressure, and pressure creates conflict. Alfa Romeo eventually took more control of its racing operations. Enzo was pushed aside. Then came a painful agreement. For several years, he could not use the Ferrari name in racing. For Enzo, that was torture. His name was his identity. His dream was racing, and now he was forced to watch from the outside. But Enzo Ferrari was not finished, not even close. During those silent years, he was preparing something dangerous, a company with his own name on it, a company that would one day challenge the biggest names in the world. And when the Ferrari name finally returned, it arrived with a V12 engine. In 1947, Ferrari built its first official car, the Ferrari 125S. It was small, it was lightweight, and it had a V12 engine. Today, that may sound normal, but at the time, it was a bold move. A V12 was expensive, complex, hard to build, and difficult to maintain. But Enzo did not care about easy. He cared about special. The 125S did not win its first race. It broke down. Enzo later called it a promising failure. That one sentence explains Ferrari perfectly. Failure was acceptable, as long as it showed potential. Soon after, the car began winning, and Ferrari started building a reputation, not only as a racing team, but as a creator of exotic road cars. But there was a problem. Racing costs money, a lot of money, and Ferrari needed cash. So Enzo began selling road cars to wealthy customers. He did not build them because he loved customers. He built them because racing needed funding. That is why early Ferraris felt different. They were not designed by marketing teams. They were built by people obsessed with performance. Every road car had racing in its blood. Then Ferrari entered one of the world's most dangerous racing events, the 24 Hours of Le Mans, a race that could make a brand legendary or destroy it forever. Ferrari entered endurance racing, and the world noticed. The biggest race was the 24 Hours of Le Mans. It was brutal. Cars raced for an entire day, at high speed, through darkness, rain, heat, mechanical failure, and pure exhaustion. Ferrari became dominant. Between 1949 and 1965, Ferrari won Le Mans multiple times. Those victories gave Ferrari something money could not buy: respect. Ferrari was no longer just an Italian company. It became a global symbol of racing excellence. Then came Formula One. Ferrari joined the Formula One World Championship in 1950, and Ferrari became the only team to compete in every Formula One season since the championship began. That is not just history. That is survival. Formula One is expensive, cruel, and constantly changing. Teams disappear, champions fall, rules change, engines fail. But Ferrari stayed. Ferrari won championships. Ferrari created legends. Ferrari became the team every driver dreamed of joining. But behind the red paint, there was a darker reality. Enzo Ferrari could be cold, demanding, and ruthless. He wanted victory more than comfort, more than friendship, sometimes even more than loyalty. Soon, his obsession would create a war between Ferrari and one of America's most powerful companies, Ford. In the early 1960s, Ferrari was successful, but the company had financial problems. Racing was draining money, road cars were expensive to build, and Enzo needed support. Ford came with an offer. Ford wanted to buy Ferrari. For Ford, it was a chance to enter European racing. For Ferrari, it was a chance to get money and protection. The deal moved forward. Lawyers worked. Meetings happened. Everything looked ready. Then Enzo read the contract. He discovered that Ford would control Ferrari's racing decisions. That was unacceptable. Enzo did not care about losing money, but he could not give up control of racing. So he cancelled the deal. Ford was furious. Henry Ford II felt insulted. So he made a decision. If Ferrari would not sell, Ford would beat Ferrari. At Le Mans, Ford spent huge amounts of money building the GT40. The mission was simple: beat Ferrari at the 24 Hours of Le Mans. At first, Ford failed. The GT40 had problems. It was unreliable. It was difficult to control. But Ford did not stop. Then, in 1966, Ford finally defeated Ferrari at Le Mans. Ford finished first, second, and third. It was a brutal message. The giant from America had beaten the Italian legend, but Ferrari did not disappear. It fought back. It kept building cars. It kept racing. And it learned something important. A brand can lose a race, but it does not lose its identity unless it gives up. While Ford was fighting Ferrari on the track, another rival was about to attack Ferrari on the road. A rival born from an insult. Ferruccio Lamborghini was a successful businessman. He built tractors, he was wealthy, and he loved fast cars. He owned Ferraris, but he had a problem. His Ferrari clutch kept failing. Ferruccio believed he could fix it. He visited Enzo Ferrari and complained. Enzo dismissed him. He reportedly told Ferruccio to focus on tractors. Ferruccio Lamborghini became angry, and he decided to build his own sports car. Not just any sports car, a car that could challenge Ferrari. That is how Lamborghini was born. And suddenly, Ferrari had a new enemy. Ferrari represented racing tradition. Lamborghini represented rebellion. Ferrari was disciplined. Lamborghini was wild. Ferrari built cars for the track. Lamborghini built cars to shock the world. This rivalry pushed both companies forward. Ferrari had to improve, Lamborghini had to innovate, and car fans got some of the greatest machines ever made. But Ferrari was about to create a car so beautiful, so rare, and so valuable that it would become the holy grail of classic cars. The Ferrari 250 GTO is one of the most famous cars in history. Only 36 were built. That alone makes it rare. But rarity is not the full story. The 250 GTO was built for racing. It had a powerful V12, a lightweight body, and a shape that looked like art. It was fast, it was successful, and it was beautiful. But there was another reason it became legendary. Ferrari did not sell it to just anyone. Enzo Ferrari personally approved buyers. Money was not enough. You needed the right reputation, the right connection, the right image. That idea still exists today. Ferrari does not only sell cars, it sells access, it sells status, it sells the feeling that you belong to a very small club. Years later, 250 GTOs began selling for tens of millions of dollars. Some private sales went even higher. A car that was once built to race became a financial treasure. But Ferrari's future was not safe. By the late 1960s, the company needed help again. A major Italian company stepped in, Fiat. In 1969, Fiat bought a major stake in Ferrari. This gave Ferrari money, stability, and the ability to grow. For Enzo, it was a difficult compromise. He wanted independence, but he needed resources. Fiat allowed Ferrari to continue racing, and Ferrari could build more road cars. The company entered a new era. Cars became more advanced, more powerful, and more famous. Ferrari built icons: the Daytona, the Dino, the Berlinetta Boxer, the Testarossa. Each car had a different personality, but they all carried the same message. This is not transportation, this is theatre. The Testarossa became a symbol of the 1980s. Wide body, side strakes, flat and aggressive shape. It appeared in movies, music videos, and television. It became a poster car, the kind of car people placed on bedroom walls. But while the world loved Ferrari's road cars, Enzo Ferrari was getting older, and the company faced a question nobody wanted to ask. What happens when Enzo is gone? The answer arrived in 1987, in the form of one final masterpiece, a car built to celebrate Ferrari's past and warn the world about its future. In 1987, Ferrari introduced the F40. It was built to celebrate Ferrari's 40th anniversary, but it felt like more than a celebration. It felt like a final statement from Enzo Ferrari. The F40 was raw, loud, lightweight, and terrifyingly fast. It had twin turbochargers, a carbon fiber body, very little comfort, no luxury screens, no soft driving experience. The F40 did not care if you were comfortable, it cared if you were brave. The F40 became the first production car to break the 200 miles per hour barrier. At the time, it was one of the fastest cars on Earth. But speed was not the reason people loved it. People loved it because it felt honest. It was not trying to impress you with gadgets, it was trying to test you. A year later, Enzo Ferrari died. He was 90 years old. The man who built Ferrari was gone. But his company survived. And the F40 became a symbol, not just of speed, but of Enzo's final vision. After that, Ferrari continued to preserve its identity by creating a series of iconic cars, including the F50, Enzo, 430 Scuderia, and 458 Italia. Then, Ferrari stepped into the era of hybrid technology with the introduction of the groundbreaking LaFerrari. It combined a V12 engine with an electric motor. The result was extreme performance. It proved that hybrid power did not have to mean boring. Then came the SF90 Stradale, a plug-in hybrid Ferrari with massive power. It showed that Ferrari could use modern technology without losing its character. But the question remains: can Ferrari stay Ferrari in an electric future? Can a silent supercar create the same emotion? Can software replace engine noise? Every Ferrari carries a piece of that story. From the first 125S, to the 250 GTO, to the F40, to the latest hybrid machines. The cars change, the technology changes, the world changes, but the core idea remains the same. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe for more cinematic car documentaries. Comment below, which Ferrari would you choose? The 250 GTO, the F40, the Enzo, or the modern SF90? Want to see another icon next? Tell me which one in the comments. The next legend is already waiting.